What's happening, guys? Jim the Game Guru, your video game and board game nerd. In this video, I want to go over Little Town. It is a worker placement game that you build a small little town. Collect victory points, and the person with the most victory points wins the game. So take a look at the little box here. Very, very cute. Very simplistic art style on there. It's very, I like the colors they use in here. They give you a pretty decent size board. I like the fact that the board is, the box is actually really, really small too. I mean, it's not as small as some of the tiny Epic games or anything like that, but it's small enough that you can easily, I can take this anywhere. I mean, it's easily portable to any place you want to go play. Yeah, so let's go ahead and dive into the components. And I'll do a quick little how-to play on it. We'll do like a 2-player game. If you guys are new to this channel, please subscribe. I do cover video game stuff, board game stuff, and I have some giveaways coming up. So I'll see you on the other side. I'm gonna go ahead and open up these components and show you how to play this. All right, let's dive into some Little Town. So this is the board. This is actually a double-sided board that comes with the game, and the biggest difference with it on each side is the landscape. So the landscape here changes depending on what side of the board you use. Besides that, everything else seems to be the same. So you have the victory point tracker right around here at the very bottom that goes all around. Here are buildings that you can actually purchase. So this is the market right here down in the center aisle. You also have 5 wheat fields, which are part of the market. They are actually the cheapest building you can buy. I mean, well, they consider all these buildings, but this is more of like a field, but they are the cheapest construction site you can buy. And here you have a construction site where you can actually put your workers at when you're going to build a building. This area up here at the very top, it actually has little boxes. It's probably very, very hard to see in the camera. You probably can't see the little like gray lines in between that separate, so you can see the boxes. But there are you have individual squares right here that you can actually place your workers. When you put down your workers, you have to put them down on empty tiles. So like I cannot put a worker down in the middle of this pond. I can't put them on top of this tree. I can't put them on top of this over here. So you have to put them down in an empty spot. And whenever you get a building and you build a building, you have to actually place the building on an empty tile on the board. Over here you have 4 rounds. So this is the round indicator. So round 1, 2, 3, 4. At the very end of round 4, the game is over. You have a first person token, which is this. I know it's kind of hard to see when I have it down on my black cloth, but what happens is that at the very end of the round, this moves clockwise from the first player to the next player. So then every round you will have a new first person player. That it's just there obviously to make the game balance and keep it fair so one person doesn't dominate and have the first choice every single round. You end up having these little workers, and these are actually really, really cute, as you can see right here. I just love the way these workers look. Little wooden pieces chiseled out. And then you have building ownership markers, which are these. So these things will actually, once you buy a building and put the building on the board, you will actually put your marker on there for the buildings that you built. These buildings have different little icons on them. And what they are is, the very top left is the cost of the building. So this requires 2 wood to build. This right here is 4 victory points, which you end up getting once you build that building immediately. You get that to your victory point counter or your track. And then this is what happens when you activate the building when it's on the game board. Anyone can activate anyone else's building. If you try to activate an opponent's building, you actually have to pay them 1 coin. If you do not have 1 coin, well, you cannot activate the building. Each round consists of 2 different types of actions you can do. So each player could either gather resources and activate buildings, or they can build a building. So very, very simple. 2 actions you can do for each worker that you place down. And then the only other remaining quirky rule is that at the very end of the round, you have to feed your workers. So this is a 2-player game, right? 2-player game, you have 5 workers. So I have 5 workers here. I have to make sure that I have 5 wheat and or fish together in order to feed my workers. So I can have 2 fish, 3 wheat, or 1 wheat, 4 fish, whatever it is, as long as I can feed my workers at the end of the round. If you do not have enough resources to feed your workers at the end of the round, you get -3 victory points immediately per worker that you cannot feed. And yes, if it's like, so if you go in the red, like if you have nothing to feed, if you go super aggressive on the very first round and you have nothing to feed your workers, you can actually go into negative victory points on the tracker board. It actually says that in the manual. It says, yes, you can actually go into negative victory points. Up here, I have the coin or a pile of a bunch of the coins. So each player starts off with 3 coins at the very beginning of the game. So I have them up here beyond the board. You can't really see them. Over here on this left side, over here, I have this is the reserve. This is where you get the resources when you go and gather them on the board. And then over here, these are actually objective cards. Each player gets 4 cards. It depends on how many people you play with. If you play with more than 2 players, then it's actually less than 4 objective cards. But anytime you meet any of the criteria on the card, you'll end up getting the victory points. So you look at your card and you say, okay, at any time, doesn't matter. At any time, whenever the actual criteria is satisfied, you end up getting the victory points. Like for this one, for example, you get 2 victory points if you build 1 building with 2 different types of resources. Okay, so each player gets those dealt. You basically have to pay attention to your objective cards, and then once you get those, and you just say, hey, I choose an objective, and you flip it over, and you get your victory points. Really, really simple. These are extra buildings here in a pile, and what happens is whenever you build a building, you just grab one. These get shuffled, so they're random. And then you just stick the buildings right here. The wheat is the only exception that you have to actually put all 5 right here. These are all random. So the wheat is the one that you need to put right here, all 5 tiles of the wheat fields. All right, so let's dig in. Let's go ahead and play. And let's go ahead and start off with this left side. We got player 1 who's red, and we have player 2 over here that is white. So let's go ahead and start off with player 1 red. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put a worker somewhere. Let's put them, let's put them right here. Okay, so red puts it right there. So whenever you put your worker down on an empty square, you resolve all 8 squares that are surrounding the worker. Yes, even the diagonal ones. So right here, it looks like I get a wood and 2 fish. So I grab 2 fish and a wood from that, and I am good to go with that. Now the next player goes, you move around clockwise, and this player is going to go, and I think, what am I going to do here? I think this second player I'm going to put right here, and they get 3 wood. Dun, 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 dun. So 3 wood over here for this player. So player 1 goes again. Let's see, what are we going to do with player 1? So I've got a wood and 2 fish. Can I buy anything here? I think what I'm going to do is I might take this guy to the construction site here, and I'm going to go ahead and trade in one of these wood pieces and build a field, a wheat field. I probably going to put the wheat field, I don't know, I might put it right here just to be a little tricky. I get 3 victory points immediately for doing that. So there we go. So I move up 3 victory points on that. Let me take a look at my objective cards to see what I need here. Build 1 building that produces blah. Build a building that costs at least 3 stone. Gather at least 5 resources in the same turn. So yeah, he's got nothing that matches objective. All right, so we're done with that because he went ahead and placed it on there for building.
Now, this other player, oh, actually, you know what? I got to put an ownership thing on here. So here we go. So put an ownership thing for red on there. So we know red owns that wheat field. So player 2 is going to go, I mean, I could go right here, and I'll get 2 stone in that, which I might do. It's looking kind of delish. Yeah, let me go right here. And then one thing that's important to keep in mind is whenever you put a worker or something on an empty tile, other players' workers can only be placed down on empty tiles on the board. So that is another thing to keep in mind as a strategy. So if I put this here, other people can only play, if they want to kind of come over here, they can only put their workers over here or right here. So you could use some tactics to box out some players. So if this was a game that was more than 2 players, let's say we had 4 players playing this, I can go here, one other player would be able to go here, but I would end up boxing out the other 2 players from benefiting from all of these resources here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna go right here, and I'm gonna get one of these 2 stones, and I will pay player 1 to use his wheat field. So I get a wheat, and I get 2 of these stones. Okay, so I have a bunch of stuff here. So this guy is has less resources here, but he's got a little bit more money. He's got 4 coins compared to 2, but this person over here has way more resources. What am I gonna do? Let's put this somewhere fun. I'm gonna put this right over here. So we'll get a stone, a fish, and a wood. Stone, fish, wood. Okay, there we go. Not too bad. Player 2 is gonna go, and player 2 is. Should I build a building? Maybe. Yeah, player 2 go right here. He'll build a building. He's going to trade in 2 wood. Should I trade in 2 wood? I'm trying to think. What do I want to do? Oh, but he's got 2 stones. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm going to do 2 wood. And I'll buy this one here. And I'll probably put this one... Let me put this one right here. So he gets 4 victory points for that. So he goes up ahead of red. And he owns this. There we go. And this one says if anybody trades a wheat, they will get 4 coins if they activate that. Okay? Cool. So player 1 goes. And where are we going to go? Oh, you know what? I got to put another building in where I just pulled from the market. Okay, awesome. So where is this guy gonna go? I got resources. I could buy another building if I want to. I mean, I've got to. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna build another building. I'm gonna build this one. I'm gonna trade in a stone and a wood to build this particular one. Right? Is it stone or wood? No. I want this one actually. Sorry. Stone and wood. Oh, I can't get this one. This one's 2 wood. Boo. But no, I'll do stone and wood for the well. Why not? So I'll do stone and wood for the well. And I'm going to be a total ass. I'm going to put the well right here where it's not near anything. I mean, it's near, I guess, some of these, but that way people they can't abuse that. So here I get 4 victory points for that. So I go up to 7. And let me go ahead and put a little ownership thing on here. There we go. We've got a little ownership thing on the well. And let's go ahead and grab another building. Pull a building out here, and this one looks like it's a fountain. So we'll go ahead and put the fountain right here. All right, so player 2 goes. And what's player 2 going to do? Player 2 has got a ton of resources there. Except for the money, except for the moolah. I'll probably go right here. I'll go right here, and I'm going to get 1 fish, 1 wood. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trade in my 1 wheat. And I'm getting a little risky here. gonna trade him my 1 wheat, and I will end up getting 4 coins from the coin bank here. So now he's got 6 coins, but he does not have any food, so this is looking bad. So now I gotta think about food here, because this is the last worker for this round. Man, what am I gonna do? So I gotta think about food. We gotta think about food. I'm probably gonna go right here. Probably right here. Yeah, let me go right here. I'll get a fish, and I'll end up getting a wheat from that building that I've activated. So a fish, wheat from the building, and I could activate this too, but I don't want to trade in a wheat, and I don't want to pay player 2 1 gold to do that. So I'm gonna refuse. You don't have to activate buildings if you don't want to. Those are completely optional. So this guy is gonna go now, and what is he gonna do? He needs some resources badly. Okay. So I am going to suffer here very, very shortly because I don't have enough food. Player 2 does not have enough food to feed his workers at the end of this round. And this is the last worker that he's going to put down before the round ends. Boy. So I'm going to go here. And the reason why I'm going to go here is I'm going to get 2 fish. So that will be 3 fish that I have. But I have 5. Unfortunately, I have 5 workers. So that's 2 workers that are going to have Zippo food. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay 1 coin to player 1 to activate this building up here. And I'm going to get 2 victory points right away. So I'm trying to offset the 3 that I'm going to lose from not having enough to feed my workers. All right, so that's it. The round ends. Let's see. Do we have actually? Let's take a look and see if we have any objectives completed. So player 1 have at least 6 coins. Nope, he's only got 5 coins. He never had 6 coins. Build 1 building that produces and or consumes fish. Nope. Build a building costing at least 3 stone. Nope. Gather at least 5 resources in the same turn. Nope. He has not satisfied any of. I got a feeling player 2 probably ended up doing it. Build a building costing at least 3 wood. Nope. Have 3 buildings that touch each other, at least on one side. Nope. Feed all of your workers with fish. I can't. I can only feed 3 of them. Boo. Have at least twice as many food cubes as workers. Nope. None of those. None of those satisfy the criteria. Okay, so end of round. So here we go. Let's feed our workers. So player 1 has enough. He loses all 4 fish and 1 wheat right there. Feeds all of his workers. The workers come back. So all the workers come back. Now player 2 has to feed his workers, right? And this is where he's going to get hit real hard. So we get, there's 5. Actually, put this over here. So player 2 has to feed his workers. Well, he's only got 3 fish. So the 3 fish he's got is going to end up going back to the reserve to feed his workers. And he's got 2 that he couldn't feed, so it's -6 victory points. Oh my god. So player 2 goes all the way back to 1 on his victory point tracker. So yeah, so this shows you basically need to keep track of your buildings, what they're producing, where you're getting your resources, and you got to keep in mind at the very end of the round, you have to feed your workers. And if you don't keep track of that well, then you will be like player 2, and you will go all the way back. You will take a beating from it. But the only bright side is that player 2 here, it does have a bunch of resources, which player 1 does not have. Okay, so now, and since it's end of round, the player 1 marker goes over to player 2. So now white has that. The round token moves to round 2. Slides on over. And then all the building ownerships stay on the tiles. All the buildings that were built stay out there. And now what you do is you continue round 2 from the spot, but obviously with a new first player. So white over here is going to go first. They have some resources here that they're probably going to spend because they need some victory points, like pronto. So as this white's going to go over here into the construction, he's going to spend 2 stone cubes and build this fountain. This fountain is going to help them catch up to the other player. And I am going to put it right up here because I think I don't want anyone else to really take advantage of that too much. So white is going to go ahead and put that on there. 5 victory points for that. Incredible. 5 victory points. So there you go. White's only back by 1. So even if you take a beating at the end of the round from feeding your workers, for not feeding your workers, you can come right back because you have all the resources to start the next round and no one else does. So I guess taking that beating is not bad all the time. Sometimes you can swing back really quick. So then now red will go, and what's red gonna do? He's got no resources, so he has to go for something, right? And red's gonna be like, okay, well, if you're gonna put it up there, you sneaky white player, let's go ahead and I'm gonna put my worker right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and pay you one coin to use your fountain. So red gets 3 victory points from that. It goes all the way to 10. He gets 2 stones. He also will activate this wheat field because it's his for free. So now I get 2 stones and a wheat from that. So now white goes again. And white is going to do what now? What is white going to do? He's only got 2 stones. Let's go over here. So he'll get a fish. He'll get a stone. And he will get a wood. There we go. Red goes. They're probably okay. They can't do anything because they only have wheat and 2 stones. If there's anything down here that costs 2 stones to build, this takes two wheats and 2 stones. That takes a stone and a wood. I don't have any wood, so he needs to gather some wood. So he's gonna go right here. He's gonna gather 3 wood. Boom. Now white is gonna go, and what is he gonna do? He will probably just go right here. Why not? And he'll pay 1 coin to activate the well. That'll give him 2 victory points. So he'll go up to 8. And then he'll get a wood and 2 fish. A wood and 2 fish. There you are. Now red goes. And red has got, he's gonna go to construction site here. He's gonna pay a wood. And he's gonna get a wheat field. And after he gets this wheat field, he's going to place it somewhere. Where is he going to place it? I don't know. Right now, we'll just put it right over here. So we'll place it over here. Unfortunately, it doesn't box out everyone from it because white can still go right here. But if white does go there, they'll have to pay him a coin. But white's got plenty of coin. And for doing that, he gets 3 victory points. He's up to 13. White goes. They're going to go over here. They're going to pay him a coin to use his wheat field. He'll end up getting a wheat over here. And 1, 2 wood for white. So white is swimming with resources again. Now red goes, and red is going to, I don't know, maybe he'll go. Oh, but red's got to be careful now because he's running out of food resources. So he'll go here. He'll get a wood. He'll get a wheat. He'll get a fish for that lake. So what? Wheat, fish, wood. If he wants to pay white, he can. 1 coin to trade in a wheat for 4 coins. But he's not going to do that because he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coins. And that's one of our objectives, isn't it? Dun 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 dun. I think have at least 6 coins. Here we go. So red completes this objective. Have at least 6 coins. Let's go ahead and put this over here, and he gets 2 victory points for that. So now he goes from 13 to 15. Okay, and now white's gonna go, and what's he gonna do? So he's first player. This is the last round, right? So white does not actually. White's gonna go right here probably. Yeah. They're going to pay red 1 cent or 1 coin to use that building. He's going to get 2 victory points. He's going to go up to 10. And now he gets a wood, a fish as well. A wood and a fish. There you go. And now red goes. Let's see if we can complete round 2 here. Red is going to just say, where am I going to go? maybe he'll go right here, and he'll get a wheat and a fish. There we go. So each of the players kind of take it the safe route at the very end of the round. So red actually has 3 wheat and 2 fish. He's going to go ahead and spend that to feed his workers. And white almost had enough to complete their objective. They had to feed all of their people with fish, but he did not. He had 1 wheat that he had to use to feed to feed his workers. So white avoids the penalty of not having enough food for their workers. And that is okay. So the round marker goes up to 3. Here you go. Red, white, red, red. Let's take all these back. We're going to take all these workers back. There we go. So we take all these workers back, and then here's the buildings that you're left with on the board. And here we are currently with the victory point tracker. Red is winning 15-10. This is the current market. But anyway, so this now and the first player token goes back to red. And that is how you play this game. It's very, very simple. It looks great. It's easy to play, and I think anyone can play this game. I really feel like this is a very family-friendly game. I like the fact that the box is very small, too, so it's easy to transport. It's way smaller than a lot of the bigger board games out there. But yeah, this is Little Town, and it's the game about building up a town and getting victory points. I love it. I think it's pretty awesome. I feel like it's better with more than 2 players, though. Like, I guess this would be something. It's like if you had 4 players playing this, I feel like it becomes way more strategic. And but yeah, it's an awesome pickup. Anyway, guys, I will catch you later. I'm Jim the Game Guru. Bye.